Hi everyone and welcome to my research talk, Gen Z versus Millennials, who markets better? This topic came from something I've noticed over time. Different generations don't just behave differently, they think differently. Their environments literally rewired their brains in unique ways, shaping how they make decisions in everything from personal relationships to ethical choices, and of course, how they respond to marketing. And with AI reshaping how we communicate and consume content, it felt important to look at which generation's approach actually performs better today and why. Before diving into their marketing styles, it's important to understand who these groups really are. Generation research is complicated, and while patterns exist, not everyone within a generation fits perfectly into that mold. Still, these general traits help us compare them in a structured way. Millennials born between 1981 and 1996 are described as technologically native, but not technologically born. They grew up alongside technology, not inside it. This generation lived through defining moments like 9/11, the 2008 recession, and later the pandemic, all events that shaped their values around security, authenticity, and meaningful expressions. Gen Z, born between 1997 and 2012, is different. They were raised in a world where information was instantly available, where the internet wasn't an add on but the foundation. They're known for being the loneliest generation, but also the first to openly prioritize mental health, inclusivity, and personal autonomy. Their worldview has been shaped by social media, rising political unrest, and major cultural movements. Millennials control a huge portion of global disposable income, about 45% of it, as of 2024, and they expect brands to be honest and human. They value affordability and long-term value, genuine human connection, personalization, convenience, and authenticity above everything. They research heavily before committing. Once they trust a brand, they're loyal, even willing to pay more for it. Their go-to channels lean towards long-form content, blogs, podcasts, YouTube, and emails. Gen Z is also on track to wield 12 trillion in global spending power by 2030. Especially they're involved with subscriptions where they spend on average $305 a month. They value sustainability and social responsibility, transparency, fast mobile-friendly experiences, diversity, and inclusion. They make quick decisions, switch brands easily, and expect companies to show their work when it comes to ethics or sustainability. Their media consumption is shaped by platforms like TikTok and Snapchat, where content is fast, visual, and attention-grabbing within seconds. Both groups use familiar tools, content influencers, brand voice, personalization, but in very different ways. Millennials prefer polished influencers, longer informative content, professional but relatable brand voices, and targeted ads based on behaviors. Gen Z prefers micro influencers and everyday creators, short, trend driven content, casual, unfiltered brand voices, personalized interactions, not just tailored ads. Their strategies reflect the pace and tone of how they interact with the digital world. Using the OECD criteria, I assessed which generation strategies align more effectively in today's age. Millennials remain strongly influenced by human connection and detail value driven messaging, and that still works well for brands targeting older demographics. But Jason Dorsey's insight is a turning point. Older generations are starting to adopt younger generational behaviors. Grandparents commenting on TikTok videos or parents sending photos on Instagram instead of printing them, these shifts matter. They show that Gen Z's digital habits are becoming the norm, not the exception. And when we look at the pace of today's media environment, fast, algorithm driven, and saturated with content, Gen Z's style clearly aligns with how people consume information now. Their approach wins in immediacy, relatability, and viral potential. Even though Gen Z markets better right now, the answer isn't to abandon millennial strategies. Every generation brought something valuable to modern marketing. The best approach moving forward is a blend, using Gen Z's speed and relatability while keeping millennials' depth, emotional resonance, and authenticity. This balance ensures campaigns connect wildly, stay human, and remain sustainable over time. Any questions? Thank you for listening.